Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
And we're looking at World War II Soviet mortar teams. I think we can say that now on YouTube, can't we? Yeah. Soviet mortar teams from the big red one. Big Red Army, you know, sort of thing. Right, so these are from Pegasus, and these are the completed items, which we'll have a look in a second. We'll do a quick unboxing of it. So these are basically mortar teams, and these are what you get in the pack. Which, actually, these ones I would say are better than the other ones. You get a lot of people kneeling down, and you get a lot of people standing up, so you can kind of have a mortar team grounded or a mortar team standing. And you got all sorts of bits. This guy is the radio operator, and I've made that part of the command unit.
So it's good to have lots of variation.
Yes, and you end up with a few spare arms as well, so you can decide if you're having loading troops or non-loading troops. You also get a load of ammunition crates and stuff. It's great. So I've added the arms to that, and I've got the radio operator, and I made a command stand out of it, and the rest is the actual mortars. So once assembled, the mortars basically look like that, which is quite nice. What do you think?
Pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is the one where they're kneeling. Decent kind of...
it's nice and dynamic.
Yeah. I also have the one of the light mortar. You get 3 mortars per sprue, so you get 6 mortars altogether. 2 of them are the large mortar, and 1 of them is the small mortar. That's bit. Which I think, well, the small one's 80 odd millimetre, and the large one I think is about 120 millimetre. Does it say on the box? 82 millimetre and 120 millimetre. There you go. I remember my World War II quite well. It says, shower your foes with high explosive. Can I actually say this out loud on YouTube anymore?
No, that's it.
Shower your foes with flowers and happiness. The new Soviet mortar teams with both 120 20mm and 82 millimetre mortars will be leading your way. That's this description there. Yeah, they're okay. And on the back you can see the assembled items. They're pretty cool. I like them. They're a nice addition to our Russian. Did I say that word? Our Soviet era army, which is quite good. Because our Soviets are growing quite strongly now, aren't they? I mean, in the box.
Yes.
The painted figures, yeah.
Yes.
Quite a lot of them. And we've got quite a lot of the good guys from World War II now as well. So, to fight against the Soviets. Don't want to upset the British government. And so there we are. That's the box. Problem is, there's not a lot to do in an unboxing video with these particular
Just mortar cruisers.
figures. Yeah, because they're 1/72, it's just individual figures. Or individual figures, yeah, whatever. But they're good. They're hard plastic as well, so they don't bend. They're not brittle either. They don't break either. One of the other boxes I did mention, they did break quite easy, but these don't. These are absolutely great.
As a vendor, if you're not careful with them, they bend, and while bending, sometimes they will break.
Yes, we do have. Yeah, with those ones we do. But with Pegasus, we don't have any trouble with them at all.
Good company though.
Yeah. Well, actually both are.
Well,
And Caesar as well.
I'm sure one of them will be banned.
Yes, I'm not sure if we'll be able to buy the figures now. Oh, great. Yeah, kind of stuffs us as well, because we sell abroad. So, yeah, it's wonderful. But that's basically it. There's not a huge amount to say. It's an unboxing video for mortars and mortars. Should we say something interesting about mortars? What do you want to know?
Let's talk about these flowers that get fired from the news.
The flowers.
Go on.
Well, the flowers are pretty good. The 82 millimetre was good. It was a nice little crunch weapon.
Mortars are supposed to be used mainly to disperse infantry.
Yeah, it's just to give infantry artillery support when they can't drag a 122 millimetre cannon with them. it's much easier to have a mortar because one guy carries the barrel, one guy carries the stand, one guy carries the base, and then another guy drags the ammo crate.
See, the difference between World War One, World War Two, and thou that shall not be named, right, is that World War One happened, people kind of trained, but did just have a lot of wars before that. Then you had World War Two, where everyone just found out about 20 years before, a thing called World War One happened, so everyone in World War Two was trained.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, 80 years later,
Yeah.
no one's trained. Not really.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, armies do keep train. I think you mean the public, don't you? The public reaction to things that happen.
That'll change quickly.
Yeah. But I'm afraid the public are too weak and pathetic, feeble people nowadays.
Not in certain countries.
Not in certain countries because they're hard countries.
And then countries have been in fighting.
Yes,
before
so
this,
they're
many,
used
many
to
years.
hardship, whereas someone in an inner city in the West hasn't got the slightest clue of what goes on in their own countryside, let alone...
Or what it's like.
Yeah, they seem to think food arrives by magic and you should ban cows without realising that if you want to grow vegetables for vegetarians, you have to use fertiliser. If you want to grow biofuel, you have to use fertiliser. Unless you want to do massive mining operations and pollute the countryside with chemicals you drag out of the ground, you could do that, but I don't think that's very eco-friendly, is it? And it's labour intensive and would drive up the price of food anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's got nothing to do with mortars.
Well, this is Pegasus.
Yeah, no, as far as mortars are concerned, the 82mm is just a useful infantry tool.
Are they used nowadays?
Yeah.
Do we still use mortars?
Oh, yeah, definitely do. The 120mm is really a more heavier version, carried a HE round. The Russians did try and come up with an anti-tank round, but they never worked. So, and no one's really successfully ever come up with a decent anti-tank round for a
Well,
mortar.
it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, you hit a mortar on top of a tank, it's going to do extensive damage regardless.
If it hits the engine compartment, yeah. But then again, they're not the most accurate of things.
If they have multiple, don't you?
Yeah, you fire lots
fire
all at the same
lots, yeah.
time and you fire a lot of them.
Hoping the enemy will walk into the wall of gunfire.
It's to keep the enemy's head down more than anything else.
So you can do their stuff.
Yeah, so you can get close enough to carry out
It's
assault.
like Germans in their MP40s.
Yeah, or the
MP40.
PPSH, which, although that was using close combat as well. The British Sten, same thing, just da-da-da-da-da. So, useful things. Probably the most useful use of a mortar is actually lighting a battlefield. Because you use illumination
Yeah,
rounds.
sometimes they used flares though, regardless. Just
Well, most flares are launched from mortars.
War One, they used flares a lot.
They're mostly launched from rifles. There's a rifle grenade with a parachute on it.
That's quite cool.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's basically it. We've done the mortar. Thank you very much for watching. Outro.
If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what you think of Pegasus, World War II, Soviet Union mortar teams
Yes.
in greatcoats.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. They're in greatcoat. that was actually the important bit, wasn't it? Yeah, they're in greatcoat. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Right,
So
thank
that's
you.
everything from me.
And everything from him.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.